Okay, so back with the second video of unveiling. The first video was kind of long, so we'll do it in two halves, and I stopped to read the instruction manual, and I read every word. Well, okay, I read most of the words and skimmed past some other words. Well, okay, I read some of the words, and then, well, okay, but I looked at the pictures. Well, I looked at most of the pictures. I didn't really look at all the pictures. No, really, I'm joking. I did read most of it, but I didn't read all of it. So, that means I'm now an expert at this particular tractor here, lawn tractor. So, perfectly torqued to 35. This sticky on one side stuff. Interesting stuff. I don't believe I've ever seen sticky on one side before. Alrighty. Everything apparently you pull the bolts out that are already in there. So it's good. They don't have to have a bag of bolts. They already have the. This is the trailer hitch. Get a couple turns on there. Make sure that they're not cross-threaded. If you can't turn them in easy, they're cross-threaded. Yeah. That's good. Nice. Alrighty. Then. Alright. The whole seat deal here. Yeah, got a good holder there for you. By the way, this is, I was weirded by this, I forgot. This does have this garden hose connector. You put a garden hose on here. You come around over here, I'll show you. Hook the garden hose to this, pop it on there, start the garden hose and fire it up. Give it a minute to cool down so it's not real hot, and then get the blades going, and supposedly at least this will clean all of the stuck in grass out of there, so that maybe if it's really dried and stuck in there it might not work, but if you use this right away before it gets a chance to dry, when it's whatever's stuck on, I think it should rinse it off pretty good, I would think. Really turn the garden hose on full and really blast it. Okay, so there's that. Okay. Now, I'll put that aside so I don't lose it. We're gonna put the seat on, but first, I'm gonna move the seat out of the way. Now, here's the battery, and you'll notice this is a really, really small battery. I thought in the pictures, can you see it? Look how little that battery is. This tiny sucker. This is a
Missing bolt.
There's a bolt missing. Sure enough. Missing bolt. That's bad because it's the, well, I guess it's just a shield, but still, missing bolt's pretty bad. So crap, I'm gonna have to find a bolt. So I'll pause it right now and go find a bolt that'll fit in there. That's kind of crappy. I'm not happy about that. So pausing now, be back in a second. Okay, so got my nuts and bolts kit. You can show it. Nuts and bolts from the shop. I do auto repair, so I like to try to collect as much as I can. Usually I have to go buy coffee cans full from guys in other shops because I try not to have anything left over when I'm working on a car or anything. This does say in the manual that the positive is supposed to be mounted on the side, but you're not going to get this over the top of it if it's mounted on the side. So this has to be mounted on top. You can mount this top or side, whichever way you can get it to work for you. But this one, if you don't mount this on the top, you're not going to get this rubber cover over it. So now we're going to see if we can find a handy dandy extra bolt. I'm thinking I got this one right here. Should be the one. There we go. Alrighty, that got it. So, a little blunt force. I didn't have the right screw, so I used a sheet metal screw. But that got it done. So, now that's attached. Battery is nicely attached. Now the seat. Put some tools over here. Alrighty, so with the seat, I think I'll, let's see, just get these over out of the way here. There we go, that's good. Do the same with this one so it's not in my way. Excuse me, way. See the two bolts sliding down? Right there. So that's your adjuster, except for the strange part is that this part is just these two. But in the book, I don't think it's this seat. But in the book they have a seat with a lever on it. But I don't think we got a lever. Probably should go the more forward setting. Can't really see where the hole is through the hole. There. I did this forward because sometimes my wife will use this and I don't know if the ½ inch is going to make a difference or not. And these, I'm going to go a little extra on them. I think the neighbors came home. Or no, maybe it wasn't the neighbors. Need to go over and talk to the neighbors. So, and the guys just brought our generator. They just ate up the neighbor's yard driving into their yard to make their truck come in here, and I'm sure the neighbors really love us for that, but it's not us, so I need to go over and tell them that the delivery guys freaking drove into their yard. Make sure they don't blame us for it. Aww. Biggest socket I brought with me. It's too small. Which now means I guess I'm gonna run. We'll pause it again. I'm gonna run and get a bigger socket. We're rolling? Yes, rolling? Okay. Bigger sockets. Nope. Don't know if this is standard or metric. Feels metric. That's a 16 metric. Or, what's that in that? 7/8? No, I can't remember what it is. Standard, I used to know them all, but that's really weird. Oh, you're not supposed to tighten these, I bet. They're just made to slip, but I leave them loose all the time. I'm not supposed to tighten these? Huh. It's definitely not screwing past this, and that's tight. Okay, so I don't like it. They should have at least maybe a big rubber thing under there with a washer or something, but oh well. I guess they just, it's making that bumping noise as you're bouncing up and down. Hopefully you're not bouncing up and down far enough that you're leaving your seat, but if you are, your little rattling noise there is your seat rattling. Okay, battery done, seat done. Last thing, this is for the inhibitor deal. So if you're really bouncing up and down a lot, this thing is bent a little there. So there, line them all up good, because that certainly wasn't lined up. There we go, make sure it hooks over good. There you go. Now, flip the seat back. You can see the fuel tank here. It's a pretty good size, so you should be able to get a decent amount. And this is another thing that I really did like. See these babies? Those are seat cushions. So this whole thing is gonna have some nice give for your butt and your back. So that's good. I like that. And there you go. Pretty. That's pretty, huh? I like the yellow color. Very pretty. Now, for me, I'm probably going to want these. Well, I guess I should. The problem is if you look underneath, show them underneath. See the pallet? Back up a little so you can look underneath. They sent this thing on a pallet, probably because this little frame they built is way too lightweight, so it's going to totally fall apart. And this pallet is like totally unstable and broken. And come back up here, I'll show. Come up here. There's nothing but holes in here. I mean, they could have put a piece of wood across here, or even just a piece of wood across here, and a piece of wood across there on both sides, so you could drive this thing off backwards. Even if it tipped up when you went, it'd still be stable enough you'd be able to drive off backwards. But they didn't, so good luck getting this sucker off here without totally hanging up on the deck. I mean, I have to figure out how to raise the deck, which I actually didn't do. I didn't look it up in the book, so I have to figure out how to raise the deck. On this one, is it the foot pedal deck raiser? Yeah, okay, so it's the foot pedal. So you step on this, and then you turn this jobby over here to the highest. Wait. That just rolls right around to the other side. Fun. apparently that's the highest that deck's gonna get. So the only thing we're gonna be able to do for this thing is to get our own pieces of wood and slide them up under there and put a piece of wood back here on this thing so we can drive it off here, because they didn't give any means to get this thing off of the pallet without just getting it high centered and going nuts and bending stuff, you know, trying to get it off of here. So that's not a good thing. I'm not happy to see that. It's a real drawback. So I do like the foot pedal adjuster here, so you just shove on the pedal and you turn this knob here to the height that you want it, and then you let go of the pedal. So that's pretty reasonably easy. So I think we're set. It already has oil. I checked it. Oil is at a good level. Always check your oil. It also said the first time to check your air filter, so we'll take a look at the air filter. I don't think you need to really bother, because obviously never been used and clean. If this was dirty, I'd be returning it. You're trying to sell me a used one instead of a new one. So obviously we need to put fuel in it. With this thing, since you can see it nicely, I'll just run fuel right till I see it hitting this area here, and I'll leave the rest so that it's got expansion room. Don't want any fuel forcing its way out. Great tires. Love these tires. The knobby's still on them. Love a new tire. Okay, so we're going to stop again. I'm going to rig up the pieces of wood so that I can actually drive it off here, put some fuel in it, and we'll be back for the insane drive off without hopefully crashing and knocking the house down with the mower. So tune in for episode 3. Okay, starting part 3. However, it might not be 3 parts. I might be able to splice them together somehow, but I'm not a real video guy. I'm an automotive technician, so, you know, I'm not that good at it. And I was going to go, one thing we didn't do yet was we didn't put the shield over here. And, you know, if you start this and stick your hand or foot in there, it's going to feel great. That's a joke. It won't feel great. You won't have a hand or a foot. And depending on which hand or foot you put in there will depend on what they call you, either lefty or righty. So anyway, got this nut here. I don't think the wrench is going to get on, or the socket's going to get on it. It's a little tight space. So once again, I'm going to go with this wrench here. These are cool in some circumstances, because they do that, and that's kind of cool. Oh, that baby's on there tight. Okay, didn't want to spin from below anyway, so that locked it in. Alright. Didn't need a wrench on there. I'm not in good shape, because I have been injured, so I haven't done the work. Now, here's the fun part, because they got it on this really stupid pallet. And this thing only weighs like 600 pounds, something like that. I don't know, maybe. I think it said 600 on the thing. I put this wood back here, and I put this wood here. And what I gotta try to do is back it up on the wood and then stop really fast, because if I keep going, back wheels will roll off. It's going to tip up. Can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to tip up, and then it's going to try to roll me off here. And this does not have brakes like you would think of, like a foot brake. I don't know if it brakes. I've never used one of these before at all. I've only had the regular mower, and it has the foot brake. So I don't know if you let go of this and let them go neutral. This is parking brake when it's out. When it's in, it's to drive. But I don't know if when you let it center, if it does a brake or not. I would think so, or how are you going to stop?
Read the instruction book.
I read about it, and it wasn't real clear. Of course, I did just skim it. Hey, what do you want from me? It's it's a novel. It's trying to tip over this way too.
You find out first how to do the brake before you do that.
Well, I know when you go like this is parking brake. So if I let go, when I get up, gonna get real far with that zip strip around the tire too, huh? That was genius. Where is I? And I don't even have my cutter with me. I'm running back and forth to get my tools from my other shop building down there. That's why I'm going back and forth and pausing, because I think I got all the tools I need, and then of course I don't. Okay, so this thing's gonna, I pray this thing isn't gonna try to go sideways. So I'm flipping this thing around. Hopefully that'll keep me from driving off the side. And it's actually pretty easy, except for this. Okay, it's well greased. Okay, so that's gonna, this might not fall too far through these holes, but if you look over here, the back hole is pretty wide. And you know what?
We need to move.
Let's pause it and put the other piece of wood in there too.
Okay.
Yeah. So, alrighty. So back here, we went ahead and put this board here too, because I'm thinking, since that front end turns so easy, I turn it with my hands. I think it's so light because the motor's kind of in the back, and the front end's so light. I think it might just roll right across these holes. So that's what I'm going to do.
How about this hole here?
Well, that's where the tire was, and I turned it right out of there. That's not gonna stop that tire. I'm just worried about this hole's bigger than that hole, and it might fall in the hole. Okay, so I've already checked the oil. This has a tag on it that is, it's not an oil protected tag. These are stickers. I'm taking this off too. Okay, so started right up really nice. That's the first start. Dang, I mean, man. I'll go ahead and back away. Yeah, that was sweet. Never tried to start that before. Man, that was great. Dang, that was fast. Probably, maybe some of that fuel was gravity. It was right there because the tank's right here. Maybe some of that was full. But boy, it started up fast. And this is a fuel pump, so it does pump the fuel. It's not a gravity feed, which is better, because if you have some kind of problems with gravity feed, you can end up just having fuel going all over, going into your engine. I did read about some Kohlers having a problem with their gravity feed, and it would go in and flood the oil, and then it trash the motor because you didn't realize your motor was full of gasoline. So this is fuel pump here. Should have that problem solved. So we'll see. So now, hopping in, just backing off. Pray for no disaster. Back up over there so you can see the whole show, honey.
You know you're gonna tip, right?
Yes. Are you just trying to scare me more?
No, I just want you to be aware. So
Yeah, I already know. Now I'm gonna go, I think, a little further forward. with
you
this.
sure you know where the brakes are?
There is no brakes. That's the thing. This is the only pedal here is for the height. The brakes are these. So if you throw these open, that's parking brake. I'm hoping, and it wasn't clear on it. It wasn't really clear that when these are. It's kind of weird. Wait.
Did you watch a video? How?
No, actually, I don't know what to do.
Why don't you watch a video first so you know?
This. This is screwed up. Okay, we do have another problem with the mower. Come over here and look. See how this is moving all the way up against there? That's not. See? There's a gap there. Staying.
Mm-hmm.
Not even sure what these two bolts are for. Didn't say anything. Maybe for something we don't have, an extra. But this should be not all over the place. It's like there's a missing bushing down here, and it's letting. See one side. If you look down here, you see it?
I don't know.
If you look down here, I'll control it. Okay. If you look down here in the hole, you could see the aluminum part of the shaft, and you can see right to the side of it is solid. It doesn't move, but the other side is going up and down. And you can see there's a bushing in there, and I'll bet you money whoever put this in there knocked the bushing out of the other side and left it out, and now this whole thing is moving around like it's not supposed to. So I'll have to be warrantying this thing. I have to call them. That really sucks. Then I'm sure this is an adjuster for forward stop. Yep. This arm is hitting on this on the inside. Okay, so this problem isn't going to stop me from at least backing this thing off of here.
I think you need to stop.
No, it's not going to. No,
What if the brake won't work because of that?
It goes into the middle, and when you go like this, it puts the brakes on too. So if I'm going to just go straight off here, I'm sure of it. So if I just go, and I think the further you pull, the faster it goes. I think it's an engaged transmission. So it's not going to let me go really fast.
You think you're not sure?
I'm hoping. We'll see.
Okay.
Back it up and watch what happens.
I should get my phone so I can call 911.
Yeah. You can call 911 on that phone. I should maybe get the bicycle helmet.
Yep.
Yeah. So here we go. Give me a thumbs up. I'm risking my neck for this video. Oops. Oh, let's start it like this. It's not just going to tip backwards, it's going to try to tip over to the left. You see it start to go over? That damn thing is in a horrible place. It's horrible. I can't believe they would send this to somebody like this. It's a piece of crap setup that they did.
There are 2x4.
What is this?
There are 2x6 over there against the fence.
What is the what is a guy supposed to do, or a woman for that matter, supposed to do? You're still videoing, right? What are we supposed to do to get it off of this stupid pallet? It only weighs 600 pounds. These are 2x4s. Both do the same job. The thing only weighs 600 pounds. What are you supposed to do to get it off of there? You're supposed to drive it off and pray it for the best. Ask God to bless your journey.
Not tall enough.
Huh?
You need more wood.
I think that's going to keep it going even. I don't think it can go over sideways now. See? See, it just tips up. I mean, what a joke. Yeah, let's just get 10 guys together and pick this sucker up and, lift it off of this stupid pallet they put it on. Well, at least we're off the pallet. Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
I told you to. We can move the wood towards that hole, but you
well,
said
if I stopped, but it was already tipping over. So
no. But before you even moved, when we put the wood, I told you it's put.
No, you can put the wood there. The tires were in the holes. So once they got out of the holes, it was already starting to tip. Nothing you can do about it. But that's all right, because now those are actually on the ground, except for this pallet here and this 2x4. Nope.
We just have to break it all apart.
No, you don't. You just have to get the hand truck, just lift the front a little, and slide a board underneath, because the front end's pretty light. You could about do it by hand. A couple people could easily lift it by hand. Hand truck will lift it right up, and then we'll just slide a board under, and we can drive it off. See this pallet? Broken to pieces. I think it just had a little square here, one board, a little square there, a little square there. You can see where the board went across here. And because it's just such a bad pallet that the warehouse forklift driver guys just busted it up. Because this is how it arrived on the truck. And the guy on the truck, it couldn't have been him, because he just had one of those push pallets, and you sure ain't gonna be able to knock this freaking thing all to pieces with a push forklift, one of those ones you roll over. No, this was done by the guys driving the forklifts. So they probably in the warehouse, wherever this was sitting in the warehouse, they knew darn good and well that their forklift's gonna bust this thing apart, and they just did it. They didn't care. So we all end up with this, and this is everybody. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, so just checking. Don't even need to. Don't think we even need to. We need to drive it off now. The brakes are on, so it won't move from here, but. how easy was that to get it off the pallet? So, if you're going to buy one of these, be prepared for this. And if you're not, be prepared to have somebody do it for you or whatever. And 10 guys enough to lift this freaking thing up off of the pallet, because this is a mess. This is a bad setup. Other than that, I think the mower's good. I'm going to go back with a review after mowing a few times. There's my video, and I'm sticking to it. Bye.